No, talk about it.
Are you taking calculus right now?
Calculus 2.
Oh shit.
Calculus. Okay, talk about it.
Oh, I was just gonna say
Derivatives.
No, we're past derivatives.
We're on series and sequences now.
Okay.
I feel like it's like just dad.
I know. You are
No,
like
really.
Dad.
No, this is my freaking project.
Okay.
My thesis project.
Well, anyways, yeah. We're doing sequences and series, and luckily my senior year in high school I took integrated pre-calc. So it was like a mix of calculus, calculus 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so I already learned like about series and sequences and like the geometry, yeah, all that, and like the equations, you know, like
You have to refresh my memory.
like for geometrics, to find like the total, to find the total sum of the series.
Sounds so familiar.
The equation was like.
If you ever look at Nissan such as cigar, one of the fastest Nissans. It's like a.
I can't remember right now, but like there's.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Like this sounds very familiar. Like yeah, okay.
I don't know what else you want to say.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, no. Well, what sustains your interest in math, and what did you find very fun about?
She's probably good at it.
Yeah, I am really good.
Well,
at
you
math.
too, Camille. You can participate too, since you're
I
the.
mean, I liked math, or I still like math because I was good at it. I actually liked like integrating and finding the derivatives of stuff, because for me math it's logical. I mean, there's usually it makes sense. There's usually like there's a step-by-step process to go through, and there's always one right answer.
It's all ambiguous or whatever.
Exactly.
And math is like its own language.
It's very straightforward. Like it's clear and cut and dry. Yeah, it's either you're right or wrong. And
then you just follow like the rules and theorems and like it makes you just.
If you like math, then do you like physics?
No.
Because physics is the science of math.
I hate physics.
Then why do you hate physics? Explain.
Because of the science part.
Science part. Can you
Like,
talk more about that?
Hannah, don't you take Mandarin in college?
You take Mandarin?
Yeah, for only one semester for my culture.
And you know this is $100 date.
Interesting.
I'm just not a physics person. Yeah, I know it deals with a lot of math, at least the type of physics I took. There were two types of physics at my school. There was the 2 series and the 40 series. The 40 series dealt with calculus and was more math-based, while the 2 series, it wasn't as math involved. But I don't know, physics and I just don't mix.
Why?
Okay, thank you though.
How about you guys?
It wasn't about the math, but it was about the principles behind physics. I'm just not a very conceptual person. Even with the concepts in math, you know, with theories and theorems, I hate that. I hated like the things in math that weren't so like clear cut.
Physics is more practical than standard math. Physics you could use in the real world.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not a very.
When did you
math
use
too?
derivative in the real world?
When it comes to like
You're carrying food and doing physics.
are you really calculating?
Not doing a
Are you really
derivative.
calculating it?
Actually, well, like in my engineering classes, we had to find the derivative of some of these equations in order to find the answer to the problem. But yeah, but I don't know. I'm just not a physics person. I'm not a conceptual person. Like, yeah, I hated that part. But I did well in math. I did badly in physics.
Yeah, I did well in math and bad in science.
Do you take physics for your math major?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had to take physics for my major, and I hated physics, but I passed.
Oh.
What?
Barely, because the only reason a lot of people passed for physics was because a lot of the tests were graded on curves. That's the only reason people pass physics. Like,
yeah, in my school, my professor mentioned how math and science in our school, they give you more ease if you receive a D because of how hard science and math is.
Oh wow. So it sounds like you guys chose math because it doesn't require as much conceptualization, and it's about following rules.
And it's also because you're just naturally good at it. It helps. Like,
naturally good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you know that you were naturally good at it though?
I got good grades at it. Like, throughout. Well, I liked math ever since elementary school.
Yeah.
Just because I excelled at it, and you know, the teachers back then, they would praise you if you had like the highest grade. So, you know, I liked it when the teacher said, Camille got like the highest grade on the test. Like, yeah.
Same for you, Hannah?
Pretty much. Did you guys have like lightning round in like third or fourth grade? Okay, so in my school, between the third and the fourth grade, that's when we like learn multiplication, and so that's when we would see who would finish the multiplication table first. Between a student in the third grade or a student in the fourth grade, and I always competed in it. And like I was always like close to winning, or like I won every time. Yeah, I was always good at it, and then when I came to college, I was like, I corrected my teacher a lot in class, and she would use the excuse that she was sick. But yeah, I didn't mean to be cocky though. It was just she was wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, like she was just teaching the class.
Okay, what's 2 + 2 divided by 2?
Oh, another reason why I like math is also like, when I get something right, when I get a problem right, I feel good. Like, especially if it was a hard problem and I was able to understand it and solve it, then I feel proud of myself because, like, oh, I actually got this. And I don't know, like, some parts of math I like because it's a puzzle. Like, I like algebra because, you know, finding X or finding Y. It's just fun. And well, algebra is mostly easy for me. Like, there are probably some algebra problems that stump me, but yeah, math. I'm just more of a math person. I mean, I also like English too. I did well writing essays, but it's just that I don't know. I guess with English, there are just so many ways about it. Like, when I had to write an essay, there's so many ways there's so many directions you can go in. Like how to start an essay, how you finish it.
So the whole
and it's also because when teachers grade your essays, it's not entirely objective. Like when they grade it, like see with math, like you know the steps. Here's the answer. Like you're either wrong or you're right. But with essays and English, I feel like it is more of a subjective thing because teachers grade based on what they feel is, you know, what sounds better than what doesn't sound better. I mean, I know that they all have, you know, the basic grading form or standards and what they grade on, but it's their opinion, like what they should give you for each criteria that you have met or failed to have met. So
you don't like the unsureness.
Yeah. So it's
kind of the same. You feel the same about English and other subjects? Or?
I hate English. It's my worst subject.
Really?
My words.
Oh, wow. Why is that?
I stopped trying and just stuck it through to my side. It like really works.
I don't know. I feel like every time I was tested in English, like, you know, they give you like just how to use them. I feel like I always use them.
Use them?
Use the words.
Oh.
Yeah, like in the wrong tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do that with Jen Mahmood.
I do like English grammar though.
Yeah.
I'm kind of anal about that. About correct English grammar and punctuation.
Yeah. Okay, how do you guys feel about being women in math? Because there's not like a lot of you guys.
That is,
Does that cross your mind
I guess,
sometimes?
somewhat true. I mean, there were other girls in my class, but I guess the majority was guys.
Yeah, the majority is guys. But, like most of the guys in my classes, they're not even math majors. They're either a physics
Just
major
creating a mega that can respond to what you're doing.
pre-med, so they have to take my class.
Yeah.
That never really bothered me. That there were more guys in my class than girls. Just because, I guess like I knew a lot of the guys in my class, and then we were friends, and it didn't really bother me that I was one of the girls.
Oh wow, yeah.
You said the bad part about physics is the science. It's all. If it's all, I say it's all math. What part of physics in your mind is the science part that makes it not math?
Definition of physics.
It's nothing but several equations to describe how the world works. It's straight up math.
I know, but
there's also
you need to understand the concept in order to apply the math. That's the thing. And for me, I don't know. I just
Numbers all work though.
I can't.
See, hear what this guy said? The numbers all work. Universally, pi is real, and you could use pi to figure things out.
wait, what did you say?
I don't know. The laptop is obstructing.
Distracting.
It's obstructing the sound.
He's anonymous.
It's like me turning my head away as
But how is it so different from a word problem? The basic word problem, like
Yeah.
plane A is going from like Atlantic City to Las Vegas.
Yeah, if
10
train
miles
B,
per hour.
I mean, if train B left and is going 25 miles an hour,
Because it's not a physics problem, it's purely math. Like,
Yeah.
we know it's just math related. If you were to add physics, you have to think about the concepts and the theories that go along with it. And if you're wrong, then your whole math will probably be wrong.
What would be one example?
Man, you're asking me to go back to physics? I don't even remember that. I like forgot all that stuff as soon as I passed the exams.
now you just get lucky. You didn't know enough to pass.
And then I have
that.
1,000 drinking games.
Man, I wish I had a physics book.
It's hard to separate, you know?
No, but I found 2 decks and I know these are for sure.
I say physics is not.
And you're Jeremy? It is.
Okay.
My friend into physics said it's all about equations.
Oh no, he's doing it too now.
I'm playing it really very much for you, just saying.
Hey,
Okay, it's like dealing with I
Wait, is
Have you heard of
think trigonometry.
Yeah.
It's more chemistry then.
budget movie? It's basically.
I wish I remembered all these terms and these problems correctly. But I remember there were problems in statics, which is, you know, physics, but nothing's moving. Everything's in equilibrium. We learned about
And a lot of people believe that it's
like how to. Oh shoot, I don't even know. Okay, there are problems in.
yeah, about that because it was like.
Okay, in a lot of physics problems, you have to be able to draw a diagram. You know, with the correct forces in the right direction.
Oh, I hated that. Yeah.
You know, with vectors and stuff. And if you don't draw the diagram properly, then your calculations and your math will be off because your diagram is off. That's the thing. Like, you have to be able to get the concept and the diagram correctly in order to get the math correctly. And the people who are asking this question are not even paying attention.
Sorry.
God.
Is it closing? I think the battery's running though.
No, it was like
Oh no. There's probably some minutes left.
like how you can choose a scene and all of a sudden
Was he like that this whole night?
basically like that, like we're in a white room,
He was like that.
then like things become real, like the walls become real. Then let's say we're in a white room.
So do you have a mathematical identity? Are you guys define? Do you guys define yourselves by that or by?
A mathematical identity. What do you mean by that?
Oh, how much time did you guys spend doing homework?
You mean specifically just math? Well, what?
Yeah, well, okay, talk about it and then in high school and then talk about it in college. Yeah. All the time you spent on it, like per week.
Per week?
Okay, every day then. I don't know.
Okay, well in high school I think math probably would take me between, 2 to 3 hours. College, it would take me, maybe 2 to however many hours. 2 to, it's probably like maybe 3 to, I don't know, sometimes 5, sometimes like 10 hours. Because there would be sometimes, those problems that I just can't get, but I spend so many hours trying to understand it.
Yeah, or some problems that you can't.
Yeah.
Like I bought a whiteboard and I put it in my room and I write down problems and I just stare at it until I could think how to solve it. Yeah.
I mean, math problems in college, of course, they took longer because not only are they more complex, but they involve more work. It's not just, So they took significantly longer than homework, the math homework in high school.
Yeah. Oh wow, so you spent like a lot of time just like homework. You're talking about homework.
Well, a lot of the homework nowadays, they have to be submitted online. Yeah. Yeah, like physics. Physics is all online. He's talking about physics.
Did you guys do a lot more group work, or how much group work did you guys do?
I like to keep to myself.
Same here. I like to keep to myself too. Most of the work that I did for math, I did on my own because I feel that I learn better more. I have more time to concentrate on how I think, and I'm not and I don't feel too much pressure from like other people giving me their input or like asking me how I got this answer. Like I do help other people when they ask for my help, and if I do need help with a problem, I ask my peers. But most of the time when I did homework, I did it by myself. And some professors, most professors, they would allow you to work in groups. Because they feel that it helps better, but there are a few professors out there who don't allow you to do that.
Really?
Yes. I don't think I've ever had any professors who didn't allow us to work together.
What about you, Hannah?
Oh, I think there were. We were allowed as long as we wrote down who we worked with, like the names of the people who we worked with and collaborated with, so they know we're not like plagiarizing or anything like that.
You, Hannah?
I like working by myself. It's just like she said, and also like when you work with other people, sometimes like when you have a really good idea, you don't want to share it, because like you came up with it, and also it's like if you don't understand something, you don't want to slow them down, or they don't understand something, so they're slowing you down. I know it's being greedy and stuff, it's selfish, but it's hard.
Wow, so did you guys feel like a lot of pressure while you are in your math departments, or what?
You mean pressure from who?
Peer pressure or professor pressure?
To do well in math?
Yeah.
I guess there was a bit of peer pressure because a lot of the boys in my class were competitive. They, after a test or an exam, they would often ask each other, "Yo, what'd you get on this?" Or they would kind of show off and be like, booyah, I got like a 99%. Yo, what'd you get? And you know, they'd ask me, and like usually I'd say like, yeah, I got a good grade, you know, and they'd be like, what'd you get? And then like if they kept pushing, then I would, you know, finally tell them like, yo, yeah, I got like a 98 or something, and they'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool, good job, you know. But like I tried to do well in college just for myself and for, you know, my parents. I mean, I want to do well in college. I'm there for a reason. You know, you're there to do well. You're there to graduate. And I don't. Yeah, I tried to do well for myself so I can get good grades, so I can have a high GPA.
Hannah, you had a reaction earlier.
You did?
He's like, oh, when you said that.
I thought it was just really funny how like they really talk like that.
They do? Oh.
Well, for her, not for me. Like I don't hear them talk like that.
They super competitive.
Well, I don't know.
You feel pressure from professors or your peers?
I feel kind of pressured from like my professors, especially because like I'm like in the math club and like I know them and I see them, and they will one day be my future professor. Or my professor, and the fact that one of them is my advisor. I feel pressured like to do well.
Oh yeah, math club.
There was pressure in high school. I mean, there would be moments, like during the exam, during any exam, like my teacher, she'd walk around, you know, the classroom, and she'd like stand behind you or stand next to you, like looking at what you're doing, and that is so intimidating and full of pressure. I'm like, I mean, in my head, I'm thinking, if I write something wrong, she's gonna think I'm stupid. I mean, they're teachers, so they probably do think we're all stupid anyways, because I mean, they know so much. But you know, like during those moments, like I really don't write anything down. I just pretend that I'm thinking of like what to do, and then I wait until like the teacher leaves, and then I can focus. But when the teacher's standing right next to me, I can't focus on anything but, you know, the teacher standing next to me, like looking at what I'm writing and doing. But that's the only type of pressure I've gotten from like a teacher, because I've never been close to any of my teachers or professors, so I never had that kind of motivation.
What about you, Hannah? Like, you feel like there's a pressure not to be stupid or something, or?
Yeah, like what she said, like especially when we get labs, working on our own, or like some are working in groups. I prefer to work on my own. And he like walks around, checks up on us, how we're doing. And then sometimes I'll have work done already, and he'll be looking at it, and then he'll ask me like a trick question, like, are you sure about that? I'm like, I don't know. Now that you like pointed it out. And then like he would help. Like, my professor would help me out, but like, just to be put on the spot, it's like, that I've been making that same mistake over and over again in my homework, and like now I'm just like fixing it.
I guess, like, if, you know, math is kind of a language, like, I guess, how you're, I don't know what I want to ask. Like, you know, I see math as kind of a language, you know, sort of a universal language. What makes it easy for you to learn? Like, what specifically, like, gauged your interests? Earlier you were talking about, what were you talking about? Derivative? Like, you said that got your attention, you know, like, or that, you know, like there are like, you know, a few topics in math that you like. Talk about that.
A few topics in math?
That like, you know, that pulled you in, because there are like some things in math that you don't like. And then, so.
I don't like proofs.
I like proofs too.
Ew!
No, proofs.
I hate proofs.
Oh, you hate proofs?
Yeah, I hate them.
Oh, okay. Well, no, what did you like?
I like equations. I like trig functions.
With school, you want quality.
Yeah, that's nice to see.
I like most anti-derivatives,
Yeah.
except for the trig ones.
Yeah,
Those are different. And like, you know, because they have like
when you don't screw around with that.
double sides.
When you're studying
Yeah.
And that's just totally different.
Huh.
I kind of like geometry because how
yeah.
like the angles,
convention.
how they connect and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said, like you mentioned about math is its own language.
Yeah.
Like the numbers are 0 to 9.
Yeah.
That's all you have to remember.
We'll compare notes with this guy.
From 0, using the numbers from 0 to 9, you can like, you know, combine them and like it's just easy to remember. With words, it's like, I know there's like an alphabet, but it's just easier with math.
Yeah.
You know, like when you watch like
Huh. Yeah.
so when you watch Top Chef, you see people who like some of their teachers are on
Oh wait, what was the question? What did I like about math?
Yeah, yeah. What specific topics?
I
like algebra. Like I like solving for x and y, just because the steps are pretty. Well, I know all the steps, and it's pretty easy. Well, usually there are some tricky ones out there, but most of the time it's pretty easy. I liked. Well, when I took it, I liked geometry a lot. I don't know why exactly, but I was just good at it. So I liked geometry. I liked trigonometry and working with those functions like sine, cosine. I like derivatives. Those are pretty fun. They're most of the time they're easy.
Functions.
I like integrals or anti-derivatives. They're pretty much the opposite of derivatives.
Yeah.
freehand, like from your memory.
I think that's it that I can think of. Yeah. There are probably more, but those are the things that come off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it the challenge round?
So everyone
Think of
gets one at a time, or what?
Mathematical identities.
You go late, you put saran wrap on it, or any amount of saran wrap.
You guys do good with word problems?
Word problems.
Depends what kind.
Cutting it.
Yeah.
You want
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they get tricky,
I cheat all the time.
especially,
Yeah, like is it possible to
like,
fail?
it's pretty easy when when a word problem,
Like, is
and
there a
they
way to
give
get an
you,
F or a
like,
D?
numbers, and it comes with,
there is.
like,
Basically, yeah, but
super,
normally it goes more than
like, inches or, like,
Units?
yeah, when it comes to units, because you can figure out what you're trying to solve for and like what it represents.
Yeah.
So you can put it together and solve it, put an equation together and then solve what they're asking for.
Like badly, or?
Then sometimes it gets tricky because
lines in the skin.
sometimes it doesn't come with units. And you have to kind of
When you
like
do that thing like that,
The knuckles.
remember
Okay,
the structure of word problem to remember the structure of the equation that comes with that word.
Cut down,
Yeah.
bring it back, and keep hitting your knuckle. I
think so.
Some word problems are okay. It's just
like what if you were like
there are some that are so confusing. You have no idea what to do first.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just the wording of the word problem that confuses
or do you
you.
take your time to
And
I go pretty fast.
Yeah.
There's times.
okay, see that's the thing about physics. A lot of physics problems are word problems. And
Holidays.
I don't know, with physics word problems, you have to be able to draw the diagram. That's like one of the most important things in physics, at least that's what I learned. It's diagramming first. Like always like draw your forces and all that stuff and label it. And if you screw up the diagram, okay, if you misunderstand the word problem, then you screw up the drawing and then your calculations are wrong. So yeah, that was another thing about physics and word problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, some word problems in math are okay, some aren't. Yeah.
Alright. So, I've been thinking of math as like learning it's kind of like learning a foreign language. How are your guys' experience learning another language, like Spanish or whatever, or even Tagalog?
I learned Spanish for 4 years in high school. I was in freshman year, I was just in regular Spanish. In second and third year, I was in honors Spanish 2 and 3, and then in my fourth year, I was in AP Spanish. And for me, Spanish was kind of easy. Well, learning it was easy. Maybe it's because my teachers made it easy. I don't know, but I liked it. I liked some of it, but honestly, I'm not fluent in it at all. Just because I think how I learned it was wrong. I don't think I ever internalized it the way I should have. Because, like, whenever I read or I hear Spanish, I have to translate it in my head. And then in order to respond, I think about it in English, what I want to say, and then I translate that into Spanish. So it's this whole process for me. But I think if you have to be a good Spanish speaker, you have to think in Spanish. And so it'll be a faster process, but that's just not how it was for me. I had to translate the Spanish into English and then respond in English and then translate that into Spanish. And so it was harder for me, and I was just I was a much better reader than a speaker and listener. Just because Spanish speakers, they speak so fast too. Like if you listen to any television program or radio program, they talk so fast and it's hard to understand them. So I was just never a good listener or speaker. But I was pretty good at reading and writing in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not that good in language. I'm taking Chinese right now and struggling. I took Spanish in high school for 2.5 years. I did pretty good, and then slowly as like things started getting harder, I couldn't handle it.
Harder?
Well, just like
What do you serve it with? Are there like sides with it or anything?
No,
you serve it by yourself?
like I was just never good at like conjugating.
Did you learn it that
verbs
fancy
either.
dish or
And like I kind of just gave up on it. And like with math, from when you're a kid, you learn about math. You learn how to count, and then you learn how to add. So it's like a whole life process that you just keep up with.
Is there a rule of threes where you want odd numbers everywhere?
It just grew on to me.
So everything doesn't look too
That is, I guess, I didn't realize that, but that is true. You learn about math ever since you're like in kindergarten and first grade. But with Spanish, like, growing up, you only learn a few Spanish words, like growing up, like, hasta la vista, or adios, hola, those basic words, gracias. But then I didn't really learn Spanish until freshman year of high school. So that's what made it harder. And I could see how math is like language, but for me, language is hard just because. Yeah, language is hard just because there's just so many different words to learn, and it's hard for me. But I guess I could see how people would say math is like a language, because sometimes math just doesn't click for people. And there are a lot of terms that you need to know in math, and a lot of different ideas and theorems and concepts. So I can see how it is like another language to people.
Like you need assist to cover overhead.
I said earlier math is a language, but at the same time it uses a language. It uses Greek. It uses like the Greek letters. So I actually thought about that one day and I didn't really come into a conclusion. But I just wanted to bring that up. How like math uses Greek letters.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about
And
that.
it applies to math. So.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Think about what?
Think about that. Well, shit, I think that's all I can think about for now. That was fun though.
Why are you doing a project on math?